This is Kcal News, Los Angeles.
And now at noon, new actions to fight looting during disasters, the coordinated moves to stop it. Plus, a pair of earthquakes struck this morning, centered in San Bernardino County. We check on the aftermath. And the latest on the multiple legal challenges the Trump administration is facing. Welcome to Kcal News at noon and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Leslie Medine in for Amy Johnson. Well, crimes committed after the fires are spawning new efforts to crack down on crooks taking advantage in the aftermath of disasters. Our KCAL's Rick Montanez looks at these new efforts to protect vulnerable communities.
The DAs from LA County and Ventura County, as well as the LA County Sheriff, County Board Supervisor Catherine Barger, and a handful of state assembly members came together to create AB 469. They say it will enhance protections for people during emergencies like the LA wildfires in ways that the current law just lacks. Several arrests announced so far of suspected looters in the fire zones in Altadena and Palisades. The LA County DA's office released security video of an incident where two people were caught on camera breaking into a property. In another instance, the Santa Clarita Sheriff's Station posted a photo of a man suspected of posing as a firefighter to get into the evacuated area. LA County DA Nathan Hochman and others in law enforcement vowed to prosecute looters and scammers to the full extent of the law, but they say they discovered under current law only a misdemeanor crime would be charged with a maximum of a 1-year jail sentence if convicted. Now they say the punishment will be more severe and include specific protections for damaged properties and vehicles left unlocked within emergency evacuation and disaster recovery zones.
Together, we are working across party lines and across levels of government to assist those who have been impacted by the wildfires and to support impacted communities through the recovery and rebuilding process. Together, we will protect public safety, and together we will rebuild these amazing communities.
What it does is it strengthens the laws of looting. So now it's a felony. Now you can go to state prison if you engage in these acts of looting during a state of emergency. It strengthens the laws dealing with impersonating a firefighter, a police officer, a National Guardsman during this state of emergency.
If AB 469 is passed, then it would make impersonating a cop, a firefighter, or a National Guardsman an enhanced felony. It's also worth noting that a lot of the people involved in creating this new bill were themselves evacuated during the LA wildfires. They say they realize just how severe it is to re-victimize a lot of the people impacted here. Reporting in downtown LA, Rick Montanez, Kcal News.
Well, breaking news this morning, a pair of earthquakes shaking part of San Bernardino County. Assignment manager Mark Liu at the desk now with details on this one, Mark.
Yeah, so far no damage reported here in any of these earthquakes, but a pair of them rattled the area of Highland just about 9:45 this morning, a 3.5 and a 3.0, and our Kcal Seismocam caught them both. You can see there, right there, the first one much larger than the second one, which was about 3 minutes later. But all of our sensors, Anaheim, Long Beach, Los Angeles, San Bernardino, and the one at the bottom, San Diego, all caught that first 3.5 magnitude earthquake, and then the smaller one, which was a short distance behind. Now, let me come out to my screen here and show you from the U.S. Geological Survey. This was the first one, the 3.5, and you can see it's based right there. That's in the hills just to the northeast of Highland. This is the Cajon Pass for reference. And then there was another one, a 3.0, that was just a short time later. And you can see they're virtually in the same spot. Now, if you want to look out here to this page, this is the U.S. Geological Survey's Did You Feel It website. All these blue and white squares, these are all areas where people in Southern California self-reported that they had felt this earthquake. And you can see even some people up here in Barstow, out here in Ventura, and down here in Oceanside reported light shaking. That's the blue color there. And then there's a few that is these white squares. That's the very, very light shaking. So a 3.5, those of us in Southern California that have lived through all of the earthquakes we have here know a 3.5 is not really the strongest of earthquakes. It's enough to rattle some windows and doors, maybe swing a chandelier, but no reports of any damage in the Highland area. San Bernardino County Fire did go into earthquake mode where they checked their own fire stations and then went out looking for any damage, but so far we haven't heard that they found any. That's the very latest here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
Good to hear. Thanks, Mark. Well, cool, dry start to the week, but there is rain on the horizon. Kcal meteorologist Paul Diano here now with our next weather first forecast. Paul.
Hey, Leslie, we're talking about rainfall moving in for the second half of the week, and it could potentially be the wettest storm we have had since late 2023. It's been a while. It's going to tap into the tropics. You can follow the moisture plume all the way back. I'm going to step out of the way here. Behind our bug there where it says Los Angeles, that's Hawaii. So we're tapping into some tropical moisture. It will likely be an atmospheric river headed toward us, not Northern California. Today, none of it. We've got some sunshine. Sunshine is on the increase for our inland valleys. It's not that warm. We were cold this morning, and the ocean temperature is running at 58, so if the flow is coming from it, it's going to keep temperatures down. It's like a huge air conditioner, and it's acting like it today. Santa Ana, 60 degrees. Santa Clarita, currently 59. The next 12 hours in and around downtown Los Angeles, a few hours spent in the lower 60s with partly sunny skies and quickly cooling back down to 52 degrees by 9 o'clock tonight. So today, despite the fact that it's not that warm outside, today will likely be the warmest day of the week. 66 for the Inland Empire, the high desert 62, the mountains will hit 50, and Los Angeles today highs in the lower 60s. More on the rain and how much rain to expect. Some pretty big numbers. We'll have that coming up in a couple minutes. Back to you.
Paul, thanks. Well, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, called the FBI corrupt, claiming that FBI agents leaked plans for a large-scale operation by ICE here in Los Angeles. Over the weekend, the LA Times claimed leaked documents said there would be
around
a quote, large-scale immigration enforcement action in Los Angeles at some point this month. Noem posted the story with the comment, "We will work with any and every agency to stop leaks and prosecute those crooked deep state agents to the fullest extent of the law." Now, last week, Border Czar Tom Homan claimed plans for an ICE operation in Colorado were leaked in advance. Well, a federal judge this morning ordered the Trump administration to unfreeze federal spending and release all money. As KCAL's Natalie Brand tells us, the Trump administration continues to face a litany of legal challenges over its recent actions.
Thousands of federal employees returned to in-person work this Monday, but the government's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has been ordered closed. Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency posted on social media, "CFPB RIP." Some Republican lawmakers applauded the move.
The CFPB has been out of control for some time. The way